Your life can be anything. It has so much potential. I am definitely going to need some tea for this. It's Vash from Trigun. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Chey. So, I figured I'd make this first video to sort of go into the background of why I'm doing this, what is going on, and who I am. So, I'm a recent college grad, and by recent I mean 2021. And I am also in my early 20s, feeling lost about my place in the world, have no idea what I'm doing, trying to figure out how to be an adult, and just a human person in general. You know, the tale as old as time. But recently I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube. I don't know why I've suddenly fallen into this whole, especially like vloggers, and people just getting their lives together or trying to. Specifically people like Ono Nina, Ava Jules, Hannah Elise, a few others that I won't remember but will paste in here. And I've been sort of obsessed with their series, I guess because it gives me sort of a feeling like I'm getting my life together by watching them, but that's not true. And I've also just been wanting to make videos for a long time, so this is the perfect excuse to start doing it, or perfect catalyst, I should say, to start doing it, because I really want to document this journey into trying to get my life together, or just trying to navigate the adult world in general, because I think it's something that hasn't been talked about enough, especially with previous generations, and it's something that our generation is now starting to take seriously and talk about with one another. None of us have the right answer. There is no one way to life. We all come from various backgrounds, various beliefs, various educations, various cultures. And so I don't think this is a topic that can be overdone on the internet. I think we need more people making series about this, as many people as possible, because the more people of diverse backgrounds you have making these videos, the more likely that someone out there is going to be able to relate and learn something from it. I'm not necessarily making my videos for that purpose. I mean, if it helps someone, sure, absolutely, that's awesome. I'm glad I could help in any way I can. It's more just because I want to make content that I want to make. I've watched YouTube for like over a decade now, and I just really want to make videos. And also I kind of want to document for myself this process of going through this journey of transitioning from the education system, finding an apartment and moving out, getting my first like real job. I want to document all of that. I want to go through all that and be able to look back and learn something from it myself. I don't really have a plot outline or organization for this series. It's just kind of going to be as life happens, which is life. It just happens as it happens. There is going to be some semblance of organization to them, but it's not going to be meticulously planned. And this definitely isn't just going to be a series of vlogging stuff. There's going to be a lot of vlogging elements in it, but the main focus is actually trying to better myself, work on those vision board goals, y'all. Or being that girl, at least my version of what that girl looks like for me. And just trying to be a better human in general. Doing things I want to do, going after goals that I want, making new steps in life. All that good jazz. And I'm actually going to make another video, probably the video going up after this one, the next in the series, will be talking about those more specific goals and if there's any steps that I already have planned to try and accomplish them. Or where I'm at in that process. I'd say probably the biggest ones right now are moving out, developing a better exercise routine and a healthier relationship with food, and getting a real job / starting my career. The job and moving out goals really go hand in hand, which is not surprising. A lot of goals often do, but we have to break them into step by step, taking them bite by bite, and that's perfectly okay. You will also probably see a lot of me just jumping into the deep end in this series, which is okay too. The series is also going to be really special to me because it's going to be a constant practice in embracing imperfection. I have ADHD, and I listened to a great podcast episode, and it talked about often with times with ADHD, we embrace perfectionism as a coping mechanism for our ADHD shortcomings, like over our entire life. So this series is going to be a very, very consistent practice in embracing imperfectionism for me. It's going to be about facing fears, being uncomfortable, being okay with making mistakes, and learning from them, which is probably the most important part. I actually have two series that I'm working on that are going to go way more into depth about facing fears and just getting more life experience and experiencing all that life has to offer in general. It may go without saying, but I don't know how where or when this series is gonna go, so I'm not even gonna try to make a consistent posting schedule, because things are just gonna happen as they happen, and I'm not just going to upload or make a video because I feel like I need to meet a deadline. I'm only gonna post when I have things that I feel I actually want to document and show y'all and talk about, because it's not about ad revenue, clearly. It's not about content creation. It's about me actually experiencing things and documenting them and being able to share it in a way that I want to share things, in a way that I want to make things. Overall, if I'm being completely honest, I am
terrified
to make this series. Terrified and excited, and I know that's how it's the right decision, because it both scares me and excites me in equal measure. The series is also going to be a sort of promise to myself, a commitment, whatever you want to refer to it as, a way for me to take accountability and really see my mistakes and my successes in equal measure, learn from and build on both. It's really, really, really about honesty. We know all too well that life on the internet is glamorized and parasocial relationships are insane. You don't really know the person behind the camera. You don't really know what's going on in their lives. They only show you what they want you to see, and oftentimes that's the highlights, that's the successes, and that's totally fine, because they're entitled to every bit of privacy they want about their life. But for this series, me personally, I want to show the bad with the good. I want to show the mistakes and the disappointments along with the joys and successes. I want to show the bad alongside the good, because that's how life is. It's not linear, it's not binary, it's often a mesh of everything in between. So I'm going to try my best to be honest on that front, and that's scary. Just like all the little decisions and choices and steps that I'm going to have to take and make during this series. It's all scary. But hopefully it's definitely all worth it in the end as well. Going on these journeys, becoming an adult, navigating life, getting your life together, however you label it, it can definitely be scary. Especially getting your first job, getting your first apartment, graduating college, graduating high school. All of it can be really scary, but it's less scary when you don't do it alone. So, join me and let's do it together. Thank y'all for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it, more than y'all know. If you have any tips for handling adulthood, handling high school, handling university, whatever your best life tips are, share them in the comments and let's try and help each other. And if you haven't heard it from anyone today, I love you. Love and peace. Until tomorrow.